How can I participate in a community archive or a memory project? Are you a community member or activist trying to save your own history? Do you feel like your community stories and materials have been ignored? Is your legacy in danger? Traditionally, archives have only collected stories from certain individuals, which doesn't always reflect the broader societal dynamic. If you don't see yourself reflected in the archive, you could start your own or form other community memory projects. Here are some projects and ideas that allow you to control the narrative. Start a cultural heritage memory project or community archive. It can be digital or analog. The Southeast Asian American Digital Archive in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is a great example of a digital community archive based on cultural heritage. SAADA, SADA, documents, preserves, and shares stories of South Asian Americans and reimagines the possibilities of community archives in the digital era. Create historic town markers or murals that inform visitors of your unique history, such as this community advocacy project in Portland. In 2017, the Portland Street Art Alliance teamed up with their neighbors and commissioned an emerging street artist to paint a 100-foot-long mural. This collaboration documents the cultural and built heritage of the historical Sunnyside neighborhood of Portland, Oregon. Create an historic walking tour around your neighborhood, like the Marion Cheek Jackson Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina did with their Northside Soundwalk, Histories of Home. The immersive Soundwalk Histories of Home, a walk with Northside neighbors, engages selections from 15 oral histories to introduce listeners to the history beneath their feet. Partner with local libraries, colleges, historical societies, or genealogy groups to document a history of your community. An example of this is the Queens Memory Project in Queens, New York. Queens Memory is a partnership between Queens Library and Queens College, CUNY, which seeks to democratize the historic records of Queens by empowering residents to capture contemporary history in their own families and communities. Conduct oral history interviews with members of your community. The Southern Historical Collection at UNC Libraries offers directions on how to build archivists and backpack kits that empower community members to start creating archives. Additional materials, freely available online, cover basic archival techniques, including digitization. Utilize social media to capture current events and community memory. DocNow is a project that responds to the public's use of social media for chronicling historically significant events. DocNow prioritizes ethical practices when working with social media content, especially in terms of collection and long-term preservation. This image from 2014's protest in Ferguson, Missouri, shows how communities can document themselves and share on social media. These are just some of the amazing projects happening right now that could serve as inspiration for your story. Their work protects stories, people, and histories that might otherwise be lost or ignored. To quote Yusuf Omowale, the director of a community archive in Southern California, "Our communities have always had memory keepers that intentionally documented and shared our stories. We want to encourage you to use those stories to build the world that you want to see."